Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Let's Talk. And we're now on volume 9, part 1. And this is where I will be sharing my testimony on things that I had to endure and overcome as a young child until present. And you guys will see how God has been elevating my life from then since until present and beyond. Yes. And so let's get into it. So as you guys know from where we left off in the previous video where I spoke about me still living with my dad now on the second time, and I was not only going through physical torture from my dad, but I was also going through mental torture from my stepmom's mother. Yes, so she was torturing me mentally, and there was no escape because my dad would listen to others more than he listened to me. And then every time when he listens to them, the first thing will come to his mind: box me up, punch me up, hit me up. Everything that comes into his hands, he would use it on me. That was my dad. Yeah, wound. And to add salt to the wound, then my stepmom's sister got involved. So I was getting not only mental abuse, physical abuse, I was also getting, what would you call it now? Verbal abuse. That's how I have to put it now, because she would inform on me on everything she see, even if it was the slightest of little itsy bitsy of thing that somebody could look over, look past, or even come to me and speak to me about it. No, she would go to my dad and tell him everything, even when it's nothing to even tell somebody about. Even, for example, let me give an example. For example, if it's something like I dropped a pin on the ground, or if I was out in the town waiting for a taxi to go home, and then I see a particular taxi that I didn't want to go in, and then I'm waiting for another taxi. It was no reason, it's just my preference at the time, especially if the taxi is packed up. The taxi driver might be saying, oh, we can take one more. She would see that, because sometimes she's always in Spaldings and I might not see her. So she would see that. She would be standing over somewhere hiding and watching me. And then going back to my dad, telling my dad something like that. Just something as simple as that per se. Because they enjoyed the fact that my dad tortured me. They take gladness. It was their entertainment. They loved it. Every chance or everything that they could tell my dad, they went and tell my dad. And because they know that my dad would listen to them. So it was my stepmom's mom and my stepmom's sister. Both of them was on my case now at this point. Yeah, so everything my dad heard, he was beating me every chance he got. Everything. Boxing me down, punching me up in my eyes, sending me to school with black and blue eyes as well. So at this point, I'm not eating as I should because I fell into deep depression. And at the time, I just don't know what was happening. I was going up and down, fluctuating in my emotions, my health, me, in my mental state, everything. It's just fluctuating. It was never steady or stable. I was going through physical, mental, psychological, emotional torture. It was so bad. Every time, God. Let me hold up. I have to finish these videos. Thank you, Jesus. Some of the times I was sent to school without eating anything. That's how disgusted my dad was of me. My dad was so disgusted of me. Sometimes he would box me down, punch me in the eyes, and then send me to school. No lunch money. And then I'll be at school with black and blue eyes, and then I'm begging my brother, because my brother was going to the same high school as me. He was the one who sometimes I go to cry to and tell him that I don't have any money and if he could help me. Sometimes he will help me. Other times sometimes he don't have it to help me that much, because he would be paying for other things that he had to deal with, for example, for his exams and whatever. So you know how it goes already. Times when my dad, so the times when myself and my dad was good, you could literally count it on one hand. And that was just it, one hand. And if you could get a good 3 days out of my dad where him and I was on good terms, rare. And even when I tried my best to be on good terms, something always happened. Either my stepmom's sister would bring something to him, or my stepmom's mother would bring something to him. I would never catch a break. I did not catch a break, not even for a second or a minute. So now it went to a point where my first true love became my source of monetary aid, as well as loving aid, comfort. He now started funding me because he realized that every time when I get tortured, my dad don't give me money. He don't give me lunch money. He sent me to school. He said, go to school. You're not going to school to eat. Anyways, you're going to school to learn. But who knows that you can't learn on a hungry belly? So even though I would go home, I would dread it because I'm always thinking I'm going back to my reality. And my reality was that I'm going to be mentally tortured by my stepmom's mother. Because usually my stepmom and my dad, they are usually not at the house because they're always on tour. So she is my guardian, as well as with my two younger sisters that I was living with at the time. So she is their grandmother. Yes, my two sisters. Yeah. So of course they were getting nice, proper treatment. Only me, the outsider, the outcast, they would say. Torture. So I was constantly on edge, felt devastated. I had to be constantly people pleasing, just for me to be in their good books. It was just never ending. It was never ending. And then, as I said before, even in the previous videos, the only time I catch a break was when I was over at my dad's business place, because of course my first true love is over there, as well as my family is on my dad's side. I could get some laughter or get some fun and everything, but they did not realize that I was undergoing these things because I couldn't bring my yard business out to them, even though they were my families, because if anyhow it catched my dad's ear, so I had to keep those things on the inside of me. I couldn't say it to anyone. Apart, of course, when I'm talking to my mom, I was venting to my mom because I wanted my mom to move me again, because I couldn't take it. Like, I felt like I was going crazy at the time. Yep. One day I decided to devise a plan. And this plan that I devised was to run away. Yes. I decided, because it got so bad, it got really, really bad. And I said, if I stay here, I am going to die. Mind you, I'm not hearing from my mom as often as I should. And my dad is, I'm getting cussed out, I'm getting tortured physically, mentally, psychologically. And it was just too much for me to bear, and I decided, no, I need to run away, because if I don't run away, I'm going to die. I felt like maybe I might kill myself or something, because it was just I was going through it. Like, Jesus, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I go through it bad, like real bad. It was so bad. Anyways, but everybody, they thought that, oh, you're just bad, you're just unruly. They never know that I didn't know either that there was just something was happening to me. And I tried my best to, stop certain things, even though my family still think at this point I'm a virgin. Because again, God was just hiding it for me, that every time they take me to the gynecologist, they said, okay, she's not doing anything. I can't see where any male private part was inserted. So this plan that I devised, remember I told you guys about the married man that I was seeing, the married man who was the taxi driver. I turned to him, even though I stopped talking to everyone for this first true love guy that I had fallen in love with now, this 22-year-old guy that I've fallen in love with. I didn't want to see anybody else. I was not interested in anyone else but him. But because he was further away from where I was at the time, I decided to call this married man. So I was at the house by myself because my stepmom's mother decided that she was going to leave me at the house and take out my other two siblings, which were her granddaughters, and then, leave me alone in the house. Yeah. At the time, my dad had a house phone, and it was a digital house phone. I was like, wonder if it is working. So remember, I don't have a phone at this time. I literally try it, and I know the man's number from my head anyways, because I had to study his number, because I had to be using different people's phone to call him. Started crying on the phone, and he said, wait, who is this? Because mind you, I didn't hear from him for like a good couple of months now. And I started crying, telling him it's me. And he said, wait, I haven't heard from you in a while. Like, I missed you. And I said, no, I can't talk right now about that. I want to go and I want you to come and pick me up. I really have to run away because if I don't go, I'm going to die in this place. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. He literally came without any hesitation. He came for me. And I started packing up everything. When I tell you, every bags that I had got packed up, every suitcase. All if I never feel my suitcase, I took the suitcase. Yeah. And I packed up everything. He came so far, so that's why I said I called him, because he would be the closest one to me, to reach to me quicker. If I'd called my first true love, it would take him a bit longer to get to me, and I wanted to go quick before anybody came back to the house, because my dad had this back gate. He had both gates on the house, like a back gate and a front gate, but my stepmother's mother had locked me up from the outside and in the house and forgot that there was a back gate. Anyways, I escaped through the back gate. So yeah, dragging my stuff through the back part to the gate so that the man could pack them in the vehicle for me. We went somewhere. I just wanted to get away. I didn't know where I was even going, because this man, it's not like he could put me up because he lives with his wife and his child. So where would he put me? But he was adamant that he had to help me because he heard how devastated I was, and he took me to get something to eat because he saw that. He was like, Shay, you got thin down, like, you okay? And I started crying, like, but I was so happy where I was with him. I felt joy because I felt like he came for me, but I started crying to him. Like, I'm always crying, like I was forever crying. I was so emotional and I couldn't understand why, but now I understand. Yeah, I just wanted to escape my reality, and it just happened that we went somewhere. He took me to another place where I don't even remember where it was, but he took me there. We didn't even do anything. That's how stressed out I was at the time. I could not do anything. I had no appetite for any sexual, behavior or anything. I just wanted to know what I'm gonna do. What is my next move? Like, I've run away now. It's not like I can go to my guardian because my guardian don't want me. Who wants me? They're torturing me. So I guess they didn't want me either, but they didn't have any other choice but to keep me. So I'm thinking, what am I gonna do? So how can I run away? The married man now came back to me and said, Shay, at some point you're gonna have to go back though, because you don't want to start hearing on the news that you're missing, and then people will start saying, oh, I saw a car came for her. And then obviously people in the neighborhood already spot my car. They already spot me when I'm helping to move your stuff in the car. And of course, who to tell if they took my license plate number? They're going to find me and they're going to come to my property. And of course, my wife don't know what's going on. And then that snapped me back into reality. When he said that, I was like, yes. And of course, where he took me, that was somebody else's, one of his friends, one of his linky. They have this term that they use in Jamaica, linky, their friend. He said it's one of my linky place, so you can't really stay here because, I wouldn't advise it. And I was like, yes. So I was like, but why did I move out all my stuff? He said because he wasn't thinking. And I said, yeah, true. So he started talking to me. He was so sweet. Like, honestly, he started talking to me and he said, Shay, it seems long, but you will get through it. You will get through it. And he gave me those words of comfort. But I was not in any rush to, go away back to the house. I was still adamant, like, I just want to run away, And we spent a few more hours out. He said, Shay, you're gonna have to go home. And I was like, yeah. He hugged me because he saw that I was so stressed out. He said, Shay, I feel it to my heart, but you have to understand. So as we were en route, all I could think about now is that they're at home now. Everyone is at home, waiting for me to come into the house. Yeah, that's all I was thinking about. I was feeling anxious and anxiety started rushing in onto me all my days. He said to me, wait, just relax. And I said, no, I think they're at the house now because it's been hours now. And I think the woman come back, like my stepmom's mother. I think she's back now at the house with my siblings. And, you know, I know they have already made the phone calls to my dad and everything, and I'm in trouble now. My days, I was getting panicky, and he said, Shay, relax, 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 relax. I was thinking, okay, I was starting to conjure up some plans in my head, what I would say to them if they're actually at the house. And all I was thinking about, oh my days, they're going to cuss me because I did not only just run away, but I also left the house unlocked. Anybody could have gone in and robbed up the place. But I did not care at the time. I just wanted to escape. Even though they don't really care about me in that sense, they did not. Their only concern would be that I left the house unattended, where someone could have broken, or people could have broken into the house. Because remember, my dad is a celebrity, and my dad had lots of rich possession. He had all of his possessions in the house. You know what I mean? So yeah. So now we arrived at the house, and I was thinking, okay, wait into the car. I'm gonna just quickly sneak out and go into the house. When I look at the back gate, I realized the back gate was still open. So I was like, okay, if they would have locked it, if anything, because my stepmom's mother, she was very petty like that. She would have locked me out. So I realized that it was still open. So I sneaked in, and I was tiptoeing to see and trying to listen to see if I was hearing any voice, because she would be arguing on the phone if that would be the case. I didn't hear no voice. So I tiptoe. And then I opened the front door because I'd left it unlocked as well. And I realized that nobody's in the house. This was where I said, oh! I literally run back up to the roadside. I said, come, quick, let's move back my stuff in. Nobody's home. And then he was quickly rushing to get the stuff out. Oh my days, you should have seen it. It seems like when we're on a building site and you're building and they're throwing up the mortar bucket with the mixtures in it. Yeah, that's how it was. And that's the quickest move in and move out I've ever experienced in my entire life. Yes, people. I was just so thankful to God. Like, I was so happy. Like, thanks be to God. I know that God was just on my side. And look how God was definitely on my side. As soon as I went in after like an hour, or less than an hour, I think it was less than an hour, guess who came? My stepmom, mother, as well as my two sisters and my stepmom's sister. So all of them came together. Yes, after that, even less than an hour, I was so happy. And the way I was sitting in the house, like I never just run away and pack up all of my stuff. Mind you, all my stuff was unpacked, put back into their rightful places already. And I was there sitting in the house, watching TV, pretending like I didn't just run away. And they would have come back and not seen me if the man had somewhere to put me up. Yeah. My gosh. But all I was thinking as well, like, what if I delayed or stalled a bit longer? I would have got caught. So I was so thankful to God, and I said, thank you, Jesus. Oh, God. So now, stay tuned for Volume 9, Part 2. Thank you.